and then we determine funding based on the eligibility of the property. We're looking for really prime soils on these projects. That's what ranks the best. But we do all kinds of forest land as well, and there's the potential for conservation easement purchase funds. And if you have any questions about farmland preservation, reach out to me. And my counterpart, her name is Avni Naik. So the two of us kind of focus on farmland preservation, but helping together. So see a bit of everybody.
The thing I would add, Ariel, is, you know, a permanent conservation easement.
Meaning that when we're determining the value of an easement, if you're donating a value, we appraise the value of the easement and the difference between.
I had a question. Ariel, does your program, any other program that you all know of, assist farmers with purchasing farmland if they're going to put it in an easement? Because this new property we're buying up in Weaverville, the neighboring farm is way out of our price range, but we're scared it's just going to turn into a big development because it's this open, cleared, beautiful farm.
Yeah, so our program right now does not do that, but there are other programs out there. Well, so the model is called Buy, Protect, Sell, and I think might fit what we were talking about. And I know that the local land trust, Southern Appalachian Highlands Conservancy, done that, or they're thinking about it. It's what some other land trusts do around the country, and I think it's an awesome model. It's just complicated. So our program is pretty small. We probably won't get into that, but what we have done is we've helped by partnering, by working with the landowner. Say you purchased the property, once you're the property, we could apply for easement funding for you and be able to compensate you on maybe a portion of it. It wouldn't completely, the value wouldn't be able to be as much as you probably would have to purchase the property. So that's kind of. We also have the through Cooperative Extension have the North Carolina Farm Link program, where they're matching farm owners with farm seekers. That's another thing we usually steer folks towards, but they don't really. That's more of connecting either farmers with landowners that are wanting to sell, but not necessarily. Okay. But check out. I mean, I would say reach out to Southern Appalachian and see if
increase the chances that the next
they are. I do have another question, actually. So we, on this new property we're buying up in Buncombe, we do have a well that seems to be, we got it inspected and everything, and it seems to be okay. But because we are going to put an irrigation system in and have Ben and I are each going to have a house on the land, we were thinking about digging a pond for irrigation for our nursery. Would that qualify for the cost share if we already do have a well to also add a pond to supplement water? So we're not like running the well dry with irrigating crops?
Absolutely, that would qualify. You'll have to go through the ranking process and those kind of things. What would be the water source for the pond, to fill the pond? Is there a stream on the property? So strictly runoff water, because normally you need about 20 acres of watershed or something to feed into a pond like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. I mean, we just have to look at it. Give me a call.
Okay.
Look at it. If I need to, I'll drag an engineer, drag a soil scientist out there, and we'll take a look. I mean, this is what we do. maybe we can come up with another way to help provide you with some irrigation water.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you. Thank you all so much. This was so helpful.
All right. Does anyone have more questions you want to ask or anything you want to drop in the chat?
They're in a site where a rat is causing erosion about 20 to 25 feet down. To really use that field at this point because to be able to avail ourselves back in production before we did that.
Full site. But I would think, if it's a resource concern, if it's stream bank safe, you
The hay field is put in it and for tomatoes at the moment. So,
hay is a crop,
true.
so that's considered a crop just the same.
I have the
Hay is a crop.
MSA as a hay field. It's been a hay field for a long time. Couple and I
Thank you.
I always had good looking dogs. But she do keep us clean though. You take care of your teeth though. You're
Awesome. And I just want to say, just like Sarah and I have the privilege of working with farms every day, and it's our job. It's equally true for them. So feel free to reach out to them directly, or you can work through us if you lost their contact information, whatever works best for you. But this is what they do, and their job is to help you out. They want to do just that. Particularly, the storm this weekend is a really bad one. Please take it seriously. Take photos. Get things moved inside. Do everything you can to prepare for it. Yeah. Obviously, knock on wood, hopefully it's not nearly as bad, but please do take it seriously. And again, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir with this group. I just feel like I need to say that. And three, and this is just an alternative thing I've heard quite a few folks for. Ag Options is open right now. Y'all, from just what I've heard, have some really good projects as you're diversifying your farms. ASAP's always happy to write letters of support for Ag Options or if downside is considered. And that's it for me.
Yeah, and I can share the presenter's contact information and the link to the Ag Options grant following this meeting if anyone has any questions or wants to look to apply to Ag Options as well. So, okay, good. All right, and do prisoners have anything to add? No.
No, thanks for having us.
Yeah,
I have one question I might ask real quick.
yeah, absolutely.
The Buncombe County tax assessor, I've recently become not only the farmer but the financial officer, and I find out that 8 number here. I don't understand why I'm not entitled to an ag exempt on my personal real estate. I know there's no field expertise in here, but maybe.
Is that who you talked to?
Not sure who I talked to.
Okay, she's the one I would direct you to. She's the exemption specialist. But my guess, they're just subtracting the 1 acre from your property because that's the house site and saying that you only have 9.4 acres in ag. And we've been talking with commissioners and folks at the state level for a long time about changing these acreage requirements because it makes it really impossible for a lot of our small growers that are producing a ton of food on small acreage to get for you. And I mean, if I was thinking through, I don't know if you actually have that much built around your house for it to be an acre, or if that's standard policy that they carve an acre out.
If it's standard policy, there's no way my house takes up an acre. And furthermore, if I had the property resurveyed, the stream is actually the border to my property, but yet that's not how the deed is recorded. The deed is recorded giving the neighbor access across the stream onto a little 100-foot stretch of property, which I've been maintaining for 25 years, and he's never set foot on it. So, claim that, have it resurveyed, and it would be over 11 acres, but that's a prohibitive expense too, when I'm just talking about trying to get my $1,000 property tax reduced a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're trying to pinch any penny we can find, and it's important.
I can give you Whitney's phone number if that helps.
Yeah, sure.
Her phone number is 828
Yeah,
713
yeah.
4034.
Thank you.
Give that to you.
That's all right.
Drop type. Maybe you could their exemption but I know they're particular, so I just wish you luck.
Somebody better need
Thanks.
to get a better
Yeah,
account.
Gary, how many acres is horticulture?
5,
Yeah, and
yeah, but I don't know how the requirements. I mean, you could look it up online. The North Carolina Present Use Value Guide is online. You could just Google it, and it's out there to kind of figure out the specifics. But it's supposed to be 5 acres horticulture, and I don't know how like densely planted that has to be, or if it, But I think greenhouse operations can qualify for that. So.
Okay, awesome. Last call for any questions, topics. It was really, really useful information. All right, and everyone, good rest.
That was it, y'all.